Good morning. My name is Richard Lewis Brown, Local 1000 President. Today is November 3rd, 2021. As you know, this evening at 6:30, we'll have our weekly Local 1000 Listens to You. I'm going to say it again. My name is Richard Lewis Brown, Local 1000 President. Tonight, 6:30, on Facebook on my RL Brown page. And we'll also have it set up for Zoom for our SEIU Local 1000 Facebook page. Our weekly Local 1000 Listens to You. Good morning, Becky. I see you. So I haven't done a video in the morning in probably a few days. And I'm going to start doing videos more often, like when I was campaigning. Because in a sense, I'm still campaigning to, quote, hold my position as president and hold my power. I know you've heard all the rumors about all the internal fighting, and all this is going to come out in due time. And I'm not a person that, walks away from confrontation. I was elected by you, the dues-paying membership of Local 1000, to do a job, to fulfill my 10-point platform. And as you know on Facebook, there are, quote, a lot of haters. Let me read to you one of the haters from yesterday. And I say haters with love, because I'm sure they're great people. They just don't care for me. So yesterday, a person called Jonah Paul. As you know, was it yesterday? No, it was on Monday. Monday, I did an interview with 97.5. It's a African-American owned station in Sacramento. They play the oldies and goodies, so you don't hear hip hop or anything like that. It's for people of my age category. So a lot of people of color and people who are, not necessarily of color, listen to this station, 97.5. So I went on and they were asking me questions. It was really a fantastic time, and I can't thank 97.5 enough for bringing me on to talk about my election victory and what I'm facing as a new Local 1000 president, the third Local 1000 president in history. So a person called Jonah Paul went on SEIU Local 1000 Facebook page. As of this morning, we had 527 views. 527 views. Maybe a lot of people are teleworking. That's a good thing. He makes the only comment, and I'm going to read to you what he says. Jonah Paul. I love 97.5. It's the best station for music in Sacramento. I agree, Jonah. But this is how he qualifies this. Every time he says one thing, he has to qualify with something negative. But it's not a politically neutral station. Well, I thought in this great country, you could have different views on politics. I thought maybe you have to agree with everything that Jonah Paul wants you to agree with. All right. It is owned by the Black Chamber of Commerce, who tend to, but not always take political stances that I strongly disagree with as a union activist. Let me stop right there. It's owned by the Black Chamber of Commerce. So you have black people here in Sacramento using their money and going into business. And so now he's saying they take political stances that I strongly disagree with as a union activist. Really? That's funny that you would say that, Jonah Paul, because I'm willing to bet you that many of these black people of this Black Chamber of Commerce, they're descendants of U.S. slavery. So how can you say that you as a union activist, when you know there's a high probability that these black people are descendants of U.S. slavery? And the last time I checked, the slaves didn't have a union. See, this is the kind of slick stuff that I cannot allow to go on anymore. And I've asked people, when you see people on Facebook saying these types of condescending, underlying tones of racism and prejudice, you got to call these people out. And I realize that no one can call these people out better than myself. And I'm going to start calling these people out. He calls himself a union activist. He has this, quote, strike wave, which is funny because yesterday I went to Arden area for Local 39 to support their strike. And as you will see, there was people on Facebook criticizing that. See, these are the type of hypocrites. In today's society, we call them haters. But in days past, we called them hypocrites. Anyway, let me read on here about Mr. Jonah Paul. when one scholar was invited on air to speak about one of America's greatest labor leaders, A. Philip Randolph. Now, Jonah Paul is correct on this. A. Philip Randolph, Dr. King behind me, and you see the great Cesar Chavez and Gandhi. He says here about America's great labor leaders, A. Philip Randolph, he was constantly talked over and interrupted by the host. This is what he says. When one scholar was invited on the air to speak about one of America's greatest labor leaders, A. Philip Randolph, he was constantly talked over and interrupted by the host. Let me say this to you. When you go on radio or TV, the hosts have egos. The hosts oftentimes interrupt you because they're going to control the pace of the interview. But if you don't know, then you don't know. I do know. And I know how to say things really quickly and get to my point and shut my mouth. Some people don't have that gift. Some people don't know. So it will appear that the radio host, oh, praise God. Praise God through Jesus Christ. It's flowing. It's flowing. It will appear that the radio host is interrupting you because you're taking too long to express your thoughts. No different than when you see me on Wednesday night, and sometimes it appears that I'm trying to cut people off because they're taking too long to articulate their thought process. Let me go on. This is Jonah Paul. I was so frustrated I had to call in to politely ask the host to let the man have a chance to get his opinion across. You have to look through the hype. He may have good intentions, but this is a stunt like all the rest. Listen to this. I am not a stunt, okay? I'm not a stunt. I'm Richard DeReal. 7 days to start life, 7 days to end life, to the four corners of the earth. I am here, I am here, I am here. When you see people like Jonah Paul on Facebook saying these types of, quote, things to discredit me, there's a hint of racism, there's a hint of him being prejudiced. I am not letting these people off the hook. This is why they're trying to run me out of this union. First, they're going to try to strip me of my power. Good luck trying that. Good luck. Wish you the best. What you're seeing in Local 1000 is the hypocrisy of all these years certain people have hid under their, quote, racist and prejudiced ways. And then they say, well, we had a former African-American leader. You had a person who is African-American. Now you have a leader, a labor leader, who's a black man, who's outspoken, who's strong, who served this country, and he's helping you. He's fighting for you. How do you know? Ask those about the COVID situation. If I had not been here as a president, whatever the state wanted to do on COVID would have just happened. And we would have, quote, mitigated the circumstances. Not with me. We're fighting on this. We got the state to sit down and talk to us about the COVID for the non-healthcare workers outside of CDCR. Yes, we did. Oh, yes. And you don't have to be vaccinated. Now, you do have to get tested. Unless you have a reasonable accommodation, medical, or a religious exemption. Now, could we have fought that off? We tried. Trust me. And when I say we, people say, it's not always about you, Richard, it's about we. Who was fighting for you on this COVID situation? It wasn't no we, it was Richard Lewis Brown. You know it, and I know it. That's why I got elected. Now, for those healthcare workers in CDCR, we have to still sit down with the state of California because they didn't give us our 30-day meet and confer. And PERB has already said you will sit down with Local 1000. We are fighting for you. Look on our website. The website that on day one became transparent. Okay? Back to this Jonah Paul. So he writes this. Go to his Facebook page and look how he criticizes every single thing I do. You know what, Jonah Paul, anytime you want to do an interview again, let's do an interview again. Let's go Facebook Live, Mr. Jonah Paul. See, these people on Facebook, they're constantly, they're like an ant or a roach. They're at it all the time. I see you, Becky. Keep praying for me. And so what they try to do is build that narrative on Facebook so they can convince you that I need to be stripped of my powers, which they think they've done, which they have not, and to remove me from office, which they will not. I'm going to keep fighting for you while I'm fighting them, while also ensuring that the essential worker premium pay petition gets signed by no later than December 1st. Oh, you thought I missed that. You thought the haters could distract me. Wrong answer. You say, well, Richard, are you sleeping enough? No. But this is what I volunteered to do. You're not paying me a salary stipend. Remember that $500,000 that's been saved? Because we were paying from June 2016 up to June of 2021 before I took over. We paid over $500,000, $502,000 to the 4 statewide officers. That has stopped. And then you wonder why they're trying to run me out of here. You know why. Someone said, talk about the money, Richard. Okay. I got a degree in finance. Yeah, self-funded, Arizona State, main campus. Finance, 4-year degree, self-financed. I didn't beg no one for anything. I wasn't on minority scholarship. I wasn't on athletic scholarship. I didn't take financial aid. I don't believe in carrying debt. So I'm going to talk about that money. All right? In fact, that $500,000, they want to bring them stipends back. That's why they're trying to remove me. That's why they try to create this chair position so the chair can start getting that money. You thought I missed that. I haven't missed anything. I know what I'm talking about. You thought when Teresa Taylor, the DLC 786 President Teresa Taylor, when she told me to, quote, suck a man's genitalia, and then she came down asking financial questions, and then they tell you, oh, he's doing this wrong. He's got that rental car and that. I have a rental car because I'm working around the clock, and I'm going to people's homes and people's work sites, and some people don't want me talking about me meeting them. Is that the part she's talking about, or did she leave that out? See, they tell you what they want you to know on Facebook, but they're absolute lies. Lies. They're trying to discredit me. You cannot discredit me. I am a creation from God through Jesus Christ. When it's all said and done, they will discredit, they will humiliate, they will destroy themselves. Yes, they will. Let all this play out. I'm waiting patiently. It took me my 3rd shot to win this election. If you think I'm going to walk out of here, please. I'm fighting for you. Now, you say, well, Richard, what about that telework? Well, first of all, let's go back to the Essential Worker Premium Pay petition. Okay? Here it is. Essential Worker Premium Pay petition. First shot, I said download it and send it back. That didn't go over so well. As of last Thursday? For sure, Friday morning. You can go on our website, under the record, do it all online. Bam. Bam. So I see a question. How many people voted on the board for the stipend to continue? No one's voted for it to continue. They voted in 2016 in that 24-hour marathon vote to establish the stipend. And some of those names are the people who voted for a salary stipend. One name in particular, Bill Hall. Now, he thinks he's the chair. No, he's a chair in his own mind. Okay? He voted for that salary stipend. See, this comes down to money. You can go online, fill it out online, the Essential Worker Premium Pay petition. Bam, it's done. Just like that. So the first time we did it, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't fast enough. Listen to this, because they tell you that I'm so hard-headed and that things have to be my way. I listened to what you said. Yolanda Williams, you said dual and Essential Worker Premium Pay petition. I did it. And then when it wasn't fast enough, she said, make it faster. I listened. Many of you said, make that faster. And that's what I did. And the staff helped, and they made it work. Now you can go on there and bam, it's done. Now let's get to that telework. You thought I forgot. I don't forget anything. We are in negotiations with Cal HR about telework, a telework agreement. People are leaking information from those confidential conversations. Well, who was there, Richard? Well, we had a member that was there, Job Stewart, the bunk chairs. They were there in those confidential conversations, and the statewide officers. It didn't leak from my mouth. Somebody's leaking information. I've gotten calls saying, just take the money. Listen to what they're saying. I've gotten calls and emails telling me, just take what the state wants to give you. Take it. Listen to how I said that. I'm getting calls and emails telling me, take what the state wants to give you. We're a union. We negotiate. That's what a union does. And we're still negotiating. Now, 6 other unions basically took what the state said take. And I think they got $50 for those who don't have an office and $25 for those who do have an office that don't come to work every day, who's going to be teleworking. 50 and 25. That's what they took. That's what they took. They didn't negotiate. They took whatever the state told them to do. We are Local 1000, the largest public sector union in the state of California. You're not coming to push us around. I mean that. You remember when they said we need to give up 2 days of pay for 2 straight fiscal years? Remember that? Let me ask you a question. If Richard Lewis Brown was the president at that time, do you think he would have lost any money? And do you think those Democrats, that Democrat, the current governor, Gavin Newsom, do you think he would have furloughed you with the support and the approval of the state legislature that's controlled by the Democratic Party? Do you think they would have furloughed you in the election year for Joe Biden for president? No. We should have never lost our money to begin with. Now, are you saying, Richard, are you opposing what the Local 1000 board did on June 2nd? No, I'm not. I'm the Local 1000 president. I didn't oppose that. And since I become president, I've not spoken out against that. I'm just telling you, if I had been president, things would have been a lot different, and you know that. They voted on June 2nd to keep Gavin in office successfully. Let's give credit where credit's due, successfully. And to oppose the recall. Okay. What I'm simply telling you is this. If I had been your president back then, do you think you would have lost 2 days of pay per month for a whole 2 fiscal years? But they stopped the second year after the first year. Do you think in your heart you would have lost that money? You know you would not have lost that money. And this is why they were trying to run me out of office, because they don't want me being your chief negotiator of the next contract. Let me say this to you, bring it back to money. If I'm not your chief negotiator, I can guarantee you, you will not get 21% pay increase. And that doesn't mean we say 21 and accept 14. No. This is why we must drive up our membership. This is why you can't be involved in social justice issues. Can you be involved in political issues that relates directly to our contract, that's germane to our contract? Tim Draper, you got that right. Yes, you can. And we will be. Don't let people on Facebook confuse you saying, Richard said no politics, but now he's at the strike line. You got that right, I'm at the strike line. Because I'm telling you, the only way a public sector union can exercise its power is not through kissing up to politicians, but it's by establishing their strike fund, and after negotiating in good faith, and you reach a legal impasse, and you take a strike vote, and it comes back yes, you must go on strike. This is why they don't want me around. They say he's angry. No, I'm not. I'm not angry. I'm passionate. I told you this years ago about me, and you told me I would never make it. I would never be the president. You would never, never lie. You lie, you lie, you lie. Now, I see Carolyn. I see you, Karen Lewis. I'm going to speak to you. You say, yes, I believe the state would have imposed furlough. Wrong. They would not. They would not have imposed furlough when Joe Biden needed every vote to win that election. Wrong answer, Carolyn. Oh, by the way, Carolyn, make sure you tell everybody on Facebook that I appointed you to the COPE committee. See, they tell you on Facebook that I destroyed the human rights committees, but yet they don't tell you how I got called out by a Native American indigenous Jill Joyner. And then I had a Jewish man come at me and ask me about it. Michael Gus. Y'all think I forget. And so when I established the human rights committees, and then some people who didn't get put on there right away have called and asked me, Carolyn Lewis, you're one of those people. Yeah, I'm talking today, and I'm going to keep talking. Now, the propaganda. I see you, Troy Phillips, the haters. They put out the fact sheet. That's Denise Quinn Allen. Oh, I'm going to get to her. I don't have her paper in front of me, but I'm going to get on her. Trust me. Remember a few weeks ago? I see you, Carolyn. You never denied that, but you ain't talking about it. I didn't have to put you on the COPE committee. I didn't have to do anything for you, but I did anyway, because you asked me. And when people ask me to do things, I normally do it. So I don't see you on Facebook bragging about that, but I see you on Facebook talking a whole lot garbage about me. I see that, Carolyn Lewis. Back to Denise Quinn Allen. You wait till I print that thing out, because that's a bunch of hot garbage as well. And by the way, do you remember a few weeks back when she was caught on Wednesday Night Zoom on the hot mic when she said, what a DI blank K? Do y'all remember that? Yet she's on Facebook acting like she's some type of savior, some type of saint. Please, miss me with all that. I'm fired up today. I'm in a good mood, actually. I really am. I went to bed, woke up, fired up, excited. I got my messages from those who put their faith in God and Jesus Christ this morning. I see you. I see you. Thank you. Keep praying for me. Deeply appreciate it. I'm going to start calling these people out. There's no more passes with these people. When you want to know something, in fact, I would highly recommend anybody who wants to do a video with me, holler at me. Remember when your DLC 767 President Richard Redd did all that talk about someone being afraid of him? Ain't nobody afraid of him. And he came on Zoom a few weeks ago trying to run his mouth and how I had to, quote, professionally get at him. Remember that? Did you forget? No, I ain't forget anything. You got the right person, all right? You may not like my delivery. You may not like my methods. The fact is, the membership voted. Remember when they were telling people Governor Gavin Newsom won in 2018, which he did. And they said, respect the vote. Why are we spending all this money on this recall? Remember when they were saying that? Some of the same people in Local 1000, but yet some of these same people cannot respect the victory that God gave me this year in 2021. And when they say he only won by 33%, whose fault is that? I haven't been leading this union all of these years for 13 straight years. I'm not the one responsible for low voter turnout. If you let these people on Facebook tell you, they tell you I was trying to buy votes. I wasn't trying to buy any votes. I was trying to encourage people to turn out to vote in this great country. That's what I was doing. They always want to take something and spin it around. 33%. And then when you look at the DOC leadership of 51 DOCs, 33 of those people ran uncontested. You don't know if they have the support of their membership or not. But you know I got support of 2,637 people. And now it branches out to everyone equally. So those 33 presidents who ran unopposed, we don't know who you represent. Bill Hall. Oh, I'm talking today. Yes, I am. See, it's about that money and power. Remove Richard. Shut all the Facebook down so you'll keep people in the dark, and then put the salary stipends back to the statewide officers. So you thought I'm missing all of this. I see you, Cheryl Butters. I know you didn't vote for me. It's fine. I support you now, too. Don't worry about it. Listen, a lot of people who I'm working with didn't vote for me, but you didn't know that. Because my voters that I get are hard votes to get. And I'm working with a lot of people. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of people I'm working with are people from MTC, Members of Transparency and Change. Yeah, Annika Walls, David Jimenez, Kevin Menninger, Sophia Perkins. A lot of those people I'm working with. But they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. Thank you, Scott Schmidt. I see you. See, they're trying to keep everything out. Remember when they told you that Richard's out of control? He's just giving union leave to everybody. So when the two VPs, that incredible Annika Walls, I saw you last night, Annika, and David Jimenez, Mr. Moneyman David, when I put them on full-time union leave, because they're doing special projects. They had a problem with that. I see you, Cheryl. Thank you. They had a problem in putting Annika and David on full-time union leave doing special projects. But when Irene Green had to win on a second election, and I put her on full-time union leave, they shut their mouth. See, this is the hypocrisy of these so-called individuals, some of these so-called Local 1000 leaders. Oh, you said, well, Richard, I thought that Irene was suspended. She can't come to the building because she tried to strip me of my powers. She's still on full-time union leave. She can still do her job from home. Yeah, I thought everyone was working from home anyway. No, I'm in the mood today. You wait till tonight. 6:30. You better show up. It's going to be a hot night tonight. If they come talking that stuff, I'm going to get right back at them tonight. Now, again, this morning on November 3rd, 2021, I'm Richard Lewis Brown, your Local 1000 president. I had a great time going to support Local 39 yesterday on their strike, on their 47th day striking. What was it about? Money. Money. Remember, I told you if I'm the president and we take that strike vote, we going on strike. We ain't going to threaten. We going to get it done. I told you that. I'm not bluffing. That's why they're trying to remove me out of here. Listen to this. That's why they're trying to remove me out of here. Because they know I'm a man. Even my enemies know I'm a man of my word. When I told you God put me here through Jesus Christ, through the grace of Jesus Christ, that's who I put my prayer through. When I pray to God, I was put here for a reason. And when God says, I have served his purpose and I have fulfilled the destiny that was created for me, then I will no longer be Local 1000 president. And not before then. I want you to remember that. All these super smart people with all of their professionalism and their dignity, but yet they were divided. Yvonne Walker and Miguel Cordova, you were divided. Sophia Perkins and Tony Owens, you were divided. And I told you two to stay together and I wouldn't do it. You divided yourselves. Or was that God? Was that God saying that, Richard, your time is now? I told you in March of this year, when I was doing videos, there was times I felt underneath the Holy Spirit. And someone called me out for that and said, we don't want to hear about your God. Let me tell you something. You're going to hear about it. And I'm not one of these holy rollers. I don't think that I have the keys to the afterlife no more than you do, whether you believe in God or not. What I'm simply telling you, the reason why I won this election had nothing to do with strategy. It was because God said, you're winning. You're winning. That's what it was. Nothing more, nothing less. And the only time in the Bible, if you even believe in the Bible, because many of you don't, and I respect that, the only time Jesus copped the attitude is when he had to throw the money handlers, the money peddlers out of the temple, out of his father's house. And that's why I'm here, because I'm throwing these so-called money handlers out of Local 1000. You said, well, who are the money handlers, Richard? Since we're talking about money, you saved that $500,000 in salary stipend. You've kind of really buckled down on that union leave abuse. Some of the same people who are talking about people being on union leave are the same ones who was abusing union leave and taking all that money from you and from me. Okay? I see you, Deborah Ward. You won because you were voted in. Yes, because God put it in the air for people to vote. You're absolutely right, Deborah Ward. Some of the same people. Who am I talking about? Teresa Taylor. When we go back in time and look at how much union leave she had since 2015, 2014, up to now, she was on full-time union leave. Now she's going to tell you, well, CalPERS paid for some of that. How do we really know that? I'm preaching to you this morning because this all comes down to money. This comes down to money. Somewhere I am stopping so much money that I'm not even aware of. And they can't handle that. And now their hypocrisy is coming out about the money. They don't want you to have a 21% pay increase. I'm telling you they don't. I'm in those talks with telework, with Cal HR, with the bunk chairs and statewide officers, and someone's leaking information. And they just want us to roll over and take whatever they want to give us, like the other unions did. That's not how I got here. I don't roll over for anybody. And especially when I'm the president of the largest public sector union in California. Now, we're not giving up. We're not losing hope. I'm going to do more interviews, and I'm going to be on TV. Book that. I'm going to the TV screen one way or the other. Now, you heard me prophesy that today. I am going to the TV screen one way or another. Because I'm going to bring out all the hypocrisy and all the evilness this union's been doing all these years. And all these things these people have been doing. It's all going to come out. I've been here not quite 6 months. But yet, this union has been going on for quite a long time. And when you start to uncover everything that's been paid and everything that's been done, you're going to find out that Richard Lewis Brown was not your problem and never was. Never was the problem. I am here through the grace of God, through Jesus Christ. I will be okay. No one's going to destroy me. That's a promise. And I'm going to keep fighting for you over and over and over again. We're going to expose these people for who they are, for the hypocrisy that they are. The fact that they cannot respect the will of the voters, but yet they told you to respect Governor Newsom's first victory in 2018, to respect the victory of our president of the greatest country on earth, Joe Biden. They told you respect their victory, but yet they cannot respect my victory. And this is why they're acting up. Because I'm in the way of all the money. That's what this is about. I'm fighting for your respect in the workplace. You don't ever sign a contract and give away your power saying that your dignity clause is controlled by Cal HR as a final decision maker. You don't ever do anything like that. Who was leading that contract negotiations? Who was signing off on those contract negotiations on something like that? Something that detrimental. What's going on in Local 1000? I'm going to expose all these people. That's a promise. All right. It's been fun this morning. And I look forward to seeing everyone tonight, 6:30. Now remember about that money. The Essential Worker Premium Pay Petition. We want you to tell all your colleagues. You can go to our website under For the Record. Click on the link. Fill it out. You can sign it using your mouse. Real easy. Get it done. Get it sent back. We're going to go out to December 1st. You know, we need over 20,000. I would like to have over 50,000. But we need people to fill this out. If you are serious about the Essential Worker Premium Pay, and we want to send this governor a message, then you got to sign it. And I know there's people saying, well, people who work from home, should they still be entitled to it? This is where me and the former president, Yvonne Walker, we agree. And you don't hear me say that very often about her decisions and my decisions. We agree on this decision. Everyone in Local 1000, represented by Local 1000, should get that Essential Worker Premium Pay, period. Everyone. And I know some people say, hey, those who kept going to work, put their lives on the line, why should they get it and no one else get it? I understand that argument. I do. But to all those people in EDD and all those other classifications that I'm not mentioning, all that work you've been doing to keep the fourth largest economy on earth going, we all deserve that money. And I want you to understand this. When they tell you the politicians are our bosses, that's a lie. We're in a service industry. We work for the taxpayers. And the politicians work for the taxpayers as well. They're no different. They're no better than you. We serve the public. We serve the taxpayers. Those are our bosses. not the politicians, because the politicians answer to the same people we answer to. We're all in this together. This is a partnership that's never been enacted before. But starting with my leadership, there will be a partnership with the state of California. That's a promise. All right. Told you I was spilling it today. Wait till tonight. Today is November 3rd, 2021. I'm Richard Lewis Brown, your Local 1000 president. Stay strong. We're not going anywhere. Have a great day.